Why energy is never lost, only disguised. Energy never disappears. It hides. It changes shape. It slips into places we rarely notice. To understand why energy is never lost, we must abandon appearances. When something slows, we assume energy vanished. When heat fades, we assume it escaped. But physics tells a stricter story. Nothing is allowed to simply go away. For centuries, this rule was invisible. Early machines wasted motion constantly. Heat leaked, sound faded, work seemed to evaporate. Energy felt fragile and temporary. That illusion delayed understanding. Then careful measurements revealed a pattern. Every loss matched a gain elsewhere. Motion became heat. Heat became radiation. Radiation traveled outward endlessly. The numbers always balanced. This balance became a law, the conservation of energy. It does not negotiate. It does not allow exceptions. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred or transformed. At first, this law felt abstract, but it governs every process you experience. Your body runs on chemical energy. Movement converts it to motion and heat. Every breath releases energy into the air. Nothing you do escapes the accounting. Even when energy feels gone, it is merely spread thin. A bouncing ball loses height, but the floor warms. The air vibrates. Sound waves ripple outward. Energy disperses, but remains. This rule connects deeply to time. Energy flows from concentrated to scattered, from useful to diluted. The law does not prevent change. It only forbids disappearance. Everything must go somewhere. Once physicists accepted this, the universe became a closed ledger. No hidden exits, no leaks, every transformation recorded. Reality became accountable. But this clarity raised a troubling question. If energy is never lost, why does everything still run down? Why does order fade? Why does usefulness disappear? The answer reveals the difference between quantity and quality, and it reshapes how we understand loss itself. Energy's quantity never changes. Its usefulness does. This distinction changes everything. A hot object and a cold object contain energy, but only one can do work. Energy needs structure to matter. When structure fades, energy remains but becomes trapped, present yet powerless. This explains why engines stop. Fuel still exists after burning, but its energy is scattered as heat, too evenly spread to harness again. The law was never broken. Potential was. This is where conservation meets limitation. Physics allows endless energy, but not endless usefulness. The universe keeps its energy, while quietly removing our ability to direct it. At first, this seems discouraging, but it reveals an elegant constraint. Nature does not waste. It redistributes. Every flame warms the air. Every motion shakes atoms. Every action echoes outward invisibly. Even sunlight follows this rule. Energy leaves the sun concentrated. It reaches Earth structured. Plants capture it briefly. Life uses it. Then it spreads back into space as heat. The cycle never closes. Energy keeps moving outward. This outward flow defines progress. Stars shine by releasing energy. Civilizations grow by concentrating it. Technology exists by delaying its spread. Every machine is a temporary dam holding back an inevitable flood. But no dam lasts forever. Friction wins. Resistance grows. Energy leaks through every process. Perfect efficiency is forbidden. The universe insists on loss of control. This does not contradict conservation. It complements it. Energy remains whole, but order erodes. What you can do shrinks, even as total energy stays constant. Understanding this reframes failure. Nothing truly disappears. Effort leaves traces. Work warms the world. Every action persists, even if its purpose dissolves. This realization prepares us for a deeper truth. Energy's disguise is not accidental. It follows direction. And that direction explains why time moves forward and why the universe keeps changing shape. That direction is entropy. It decides how energy spreads, how structure dissolves, how usefulness quietly fades. When energy concentrates, work becomes possible. When it disperses, options vanish. The total remains unchanged. Only accessibility declines. The universe trades potential for probability. This explains why perpetual motion is impossible. Not because energy runs out, but because control does. You can never gather every scattered fragment again. Energy resists being reorganized. It prefers disorder overwhelmingly. Every natural process obeys its preference. Rivers flow downhill. Heat moves outward. Gas spreads evenly. Energy always chooses a path with the most available arrangements. This is not intention. It is mathematics. There are countless ways for energy to spread. Very few ways for it to stay focused. Time follows this imbalance. Direction emerges from likelihood. Even life does not escape this rule. Living systems borrow order temporarily. They pull energy inward, build structure, then release waste outward. Life survives by accelerating entropy elsewhere. This makes conservation feel deceptive. Energy is immortal, yet everything built with it decays. Civilizations rise and fall. Stars burn and fade. Structures collapse without violating any law. Nothing breaks the rules. They fulfill them. At cosmic scales, this trend dominates. The universe began hot and dense. Energy was concentrated. As expansion continues, energy thins and cools. Structure becomes harder to sustain. Eventually, even stars cannot shine. Fuel spreads too thin. Energy remains everywhere, but nothing can gather it meaningfully. Motion continues. Change slows. The universe grows tired without losing energy. This is the cost of disguise. Energy survives by hiding, but hiding removes its power to shape outcomes. Quantity survives. Quality disappears. Once you understand this, loss feels different. Nothing you do vanishes. It transforms, but the ability to reuse it fades. Energy remembers. Utility forgets. This prepares us for the final realization. Conservation is not comforting. It is strict. It promises persistence, not purpose. And meaning must exist within that limit. The climax of this story is subtle, not dramatic. Energy is eternal. Control is not. The universe keeps perfect books. Every action balances. Every exchange is counted. Nothing escapes the ledger. But usefulness bleeds away with every interaction. This explains why progress feels urgent, why moments matter, why efficiency is chased. Energy is abundant, but opportunity is fragile. Once energy spreads, it cannot be recalled. Understanding this changes how we view waste. Waste is not loss. It is energy that has fulfilled its final role. Still present, but beyond direction. Still real, but beyond use. This perspective grounds technology. Every invention delays entropy briefly. Every system fights dispersion temporarily. Success is measured by how long order can be held. Failure is inevitable, but delay is powerful. It also reframes responsibility. Actions persist. They ripple outward. Even when results fade, effects remain embedded in the world. Nothing is erased. Physics offers no promise of preservation. It offers continuity. Energy survives. Structure does not. Meaning must be created within this flow, before dispersion claims it. Once you see energy this way, the world feels less fragile, but more precious. Everything you build borrows order. Everything you do accelerates spreading. Balance matters. Energy is never lost. It only changes costume, and each disguise carries it farther from control. The universe remembers everything, but it never gives anything back unchanged. So what do you think? Are we repeating the same mistake again? Why